Welcome to Characters of the World. Okay, so as you know, we're in Canada and we've been living in this thing right here, and we're going to show you what it's like.
So we decided to book our camper van through Cruise Canada. As you can see, it's nice and subtle up there. We went for the compact C19. The reason we went with Cruise Canada is it was actually one of the most affordable ones we could get for the 6 weeks. And you actually get a lot for your money, so come on, have a look.
So this is the driver's compartment. As you can see, it's huge. Dashboard here is quite basic. There's no satellite navigation, so you might need to bring your own sat-nav. CD player, radio, just the basics really, and aircon. Plenty of cup holders and space for your drinks and your snacks, which you'll need plenty because there's a lot of driving you need to do in Canada. And unlike most other camper vans, what we can do is we can walk straight through into the back. So you don't need to get out of the car if it's raining. You can just walk straight through and into the main compartment. And here we are.
If you do decide to get out the passenger side, another way to get in is through this door. So a nifty thing about this door is that for those hot summer days, quite like today, you have a fly net door, which is great because you stop out all the flies. So if you're wondering where the third person will sit, if there's someone driving and there's someone in the passenger seat, they will sit either here, here, and here. And so this is the back of the RV. This is everything that's behind the driver's seat and your bed, which we'll show you in a minute. And as you can see, it's quite spacious. We can stand, so there's plenty of room. Even if you're quite tall, there's still quite a bit of room here. And as you can see, yeah, we've got kitchen, bathroom, dining room.
And this is the dining area, aka the second bed. We haven't used it as a bed, but there's no need to. There's not 3 of us. What is useful is you have plug sockets plus 2 USBs up here where we plug our phones in at night and charge our laptops. We also have a window here with a fly net, which is pretty handy to let some air in.
Storage wise, there's plenty of storage in this camper van. It's fantastic. In here, this is another one. Plenty of room. We have one just around here above the door, and then we've got toiletries in here, but you can use it however you like. We also have a place to hang up our jackets. We've got towels on these ones over here, but we had our coats and everything up here, which is really, really handy.
And this is the kitchen. We'll start over here. So we have the microwave, which only works when you're connected into mains power at your campsite. The fridge, which works off the mains power as well, but as well as gas. One thing about the fridge though, it's not really a fridge. Cruise Canada, you need to fix that. Apparently it stays at around 15 degrees Celsius, and they call that a fridge. And each time you open it, it will increase the temperature by 6 degrees Celsius. More of a cupboard. We're finding ourselves having to buy food every couple of days just so it doesn't go off. So we've got storage here, a couple of drawers here for your cutlery, cupboard up here, cupboard here, and a cupboard here for plates, bowls, frying pans, saucepans, cups, mugs. We keep all our food up here as well. When you want to boil water, the kettle that it comes with is a kettle that you use on the stove, so it's not electric, so it takes a bit of time to boil your water. Got the sink, it's a nice big sink, plenty of room to wash your dishes. The water works on a water pump, you can see. We've got 2 burner stove as well. You've got plenty of room to cook. Storage down here, another drawer, another cupboard. So plenty of storage for all your food. You don't need to worry about where you're going to keep things.
And this is where your bed is. So if you watch the Cruise Canada video, it doesn't look like there's loads of space. They show children up here, so it looks like it's really small, but actually it's quite spacious. So you can easily fit 2 people. If I put my feet right at the end and stretch out, like my fingers aren't even touching, so it's pretty good. You do have a vent up here, so you can get some air in if it does get a bit hot. Especially in the summer, it does get quite warm here, up in this little space, so that's worth having. Cruise Canada supply you with 2 pillows, 2 sleeping bags and linen. There's also 2 windows just here. There's a little light down this end, and we've got the big curtains here, obviously, to block out the light, so you can see that. And then they also have, just at the side here, some plug sockets as well. So if you want to have your phone up in bed with you, if you like sleeping next to your phone, you can do that right there. So even though you can sleep 2 people quite easily up here, just be careful of your head. Obviously, it's not a lot of room. And also with this vent, as fabulous as it is, there's nothing to cover it at night, so you might want to bring an eye mask or something just to help you sleep, because the light pours in the morning, and if you like your sleep, it's pretty bright, so just make sure you pack an eye mask or bring something that will be able to cover the top of this.
And this is the bathroom. No. Toilet. Sink. Have a mirror here with storage. And we also have a shower curtain, so when you are having a shower, none of the water comes out the door. So you have to fling it over this bar. And there you go. So when it is cold, which it has been a few times, there is a furnace, so there is heat. Again, it uses the gas. All you do is flick this switch on the wall here, all the way to the end. That will start the furnace and bring in the hot air. Turn it off, just flick it back. If you're not connected to power, it will use your mains battery, which will drain it in about 2 hours. So do be careful if you're not connected to power. Okay, so when it's really hot and not cold, you have the aircon, which is pretty simple to use. You just flick the switch, but you have to be connected to power, and it's quite powerful. It keeps you nice and cool, so sometimes we have this on at night. You can leave it running for as long as you want, you won't have any problems, and it'll stay cool. And now we can take a look at the outside of the RV. So every RV comes with a spare tyre, and if you do get a puncture or a flat tyre, don't change it yourself, you're not allowed to. You have to give Cruise Canada a call. If you're stuck, they'll send someone out to fix it for you, or you can drive to the nearest tyre place and they'll fix it for you or change it for you, which was what happened to us. And if you do get a puncture, Cruise Canada will cover the costs for you, so you don't need to worry about that coming out your deposit or any money that you've put down at the beginning. So on this side of the van, which is the driver's side, you have a small compartment here which is for your electricity. The cable just sits in here. When you need to use it, pull it out and connect it. Moving along, you've got a water tank fill. So fill this with your fresh water at any campsite, and that will store in your fresh water tank, which you'll use when you're not connected to city water, which is this one, which we haven't connected at the moment. City water is a direct connection from the campsite that you're staying in, so you use their water rather than using any water that's filled in your water tank, so you're not wasting any water you've got. You don't have to keep filling it up every time you use it. So let's show you where these two fit in the campsite, so you can have a look. The hose and the electricity all connect to the electricity box, which is 30 amps or 15 amps, and the water connects straight to the hose here.
We've also got, just like any normal car, your fuel tank. It takes unleaded. It's pretty simple. There's a big sign that says it as well, so you don't fill it up with diesel. So yeah, it does drink a lot of fuel. So just be aware if you are planning on doing a big road trip across Canada, look at the prices of fuel, because it will it will drink it. It's a stink hole, as we call it. So you can get the pipe, you connect it up, and basically either go to a dump station, or you can, if you're some of the sites that you pay for on the campsite will have their own sewer system on your site. So either or, you connect the pipe, pull the black lever for the black water to come out, put it back in, pull the silver lever to come out to get rid of all the grey water, and then you close it, put it away, and you don't think about it for the rest of the day.
So that concludes the tour of our RV, the Cruise Canada C19 Compact Edition. So, our thoughts and our ratings. Chloe, what do you give it?
I'm going to give it a 7.
7?
7 out of 10. This has been fantastic. It's definitely my favourite RV we've ever rented. We've only been with spaceships and Apollo before, but size-wise it's been fantastic. There's loads of storage. It's not actually that bad to drive. It was a little bit scary at first because it's quite big, but it's not actually that bad. And it was good to have a kitchen. The bathroom's really handy. The shower works, as you said, the shower works great. The only issues I really have is the fridge doesn't really work. Yeah, that's a big issue. So we were constantly having to buy food every couple of days, and because it's such a big fridge, we were really excited to have a big fridge, and it didn't work. It drinks fuel. And because we have been doing a really big trip across Canada, that was, you know, quite a big expenditure for us. And it's not like it just, when you fill up fuel, it's not like it just takes $80, $90. It's much more. It's about about $180 for a full tank. Yeah. And you'll use that in about 5-6 hours, I'd say. Yeah, and also because it's a bigger RV, and if you want to use all the facilities, you're probably going to be paying more at each campsite because you've just got a bigger RV that needs power and needs water, and so that's another thing for me. I think, and because of parking, because it's quite big, so that was sometimes an issue. You'd sometimes have to pay more because it was a bigger, bigger car. So I would give it maybe even a 7.5, maybe a 7.5. I think I'd give it an 8. Yeah. I've really enjoyed it. Just to be able to sit down and have dinners at seats and a table. We had to charge our phones and laptops and watch films with dinner. So much better than what we've had before, and I think it's just been a really nice change. It is like having a studio apartment is the best way I'd describe it. It is like being in a nice small studio apartment that costs a lot to move around. But if you have any questions about this camper van or Cruise Canada itself, please comment below, let us know. We will answer every single one that we can. We're more than happy to share our advice. We've been in this for 6 weeks, so we know the ins and outs. Cruise Canada as a company, if something does go wrong, you will be waiting a while to hear back and have it or something, if at all. Simply because they look after Cruise Canada and Cruise America. They try to get back to everyone as much as they can, but it does take some time. So even for us, waiting to get a tyre change took all day. We couldn't go anywhere, and it took a lot of reminding them to call back to let us know what was going on. So just be aware. Yeah. So the issues we had, we've got the fridge, doesn't quite work. We had a flat tyre. Cruise Canada took ages to get back to us with that. The water heater didn't work for a few days, magically worked a few days later, but they said they'd give us a call back to let us know how we can fix it. Never heard back from them, still haven't. So that was pretty disappointing. They will charge you at the end of your trip to fill up your gas if you haven't filled up your gas and emptied your dump station, so just be aware of that as well. I think it's $30 each. There are options to prepay that, so you can prepay to have the gas filled up when you get back, so you can just take it back empty. And there's also an option to prepay the dump fee, so you can take it back full and they'll do all the dumping for you. But I feel like that's a little mean, so maybe just get rid of your own dump and save the money. If you want to find out more about Characters of the World, please subscribe to our channel and check out our website. We're also on Instagram and Facebook. The links will be in the description below.